Okay, guys. So remember yesterday we had a bread fail, but I raised dough overnight and we're going to bake it this morning. Hopefully we get to go to the store this morning. Priscilla had a pretty bad night, so I'm just kind of waiting to see how she's doing. But I'm going to bake 2 fresh loaves of sourdough bread. So right now I'm going to remove both the dough rounds, put them on the parchment paper, score flour, and then stick it into my pans. So we'll start with the first one. And I just want you to see, I raised it overnight. I only stretched it 4 times. So I stretched it twice before I went to bed. That's stretching and folding it over. And then I woke up this morning at 5 and I wasn't happy with the raising. So I stretched it and folded it over, covered it again with plastic wrap, and then I stuck it in the oven with the light on and timed it for an hour. Actually, the oven with the light on creates a pretty good, like a nice hot area, which is actually where I've been storing my starter. So, but I did that with both pans, and then I came back at 6, did the same thing, stretched and folded it again, redid the plastic wrap, stuck it back in the oven, took my shower. I look gorgeous. And now we're doing this next process. So I've got my parchment paper that's going to be prepared to go into the pan. I've got my straight razor for me to make marks. I've got my flour and my tablespoon for dusting. So we're going to go do the next part. So here's one of the bowls. By the way, ceramic or glass is the best for raising. I know some people buy those really expensive 8-inch bowls. I mean, yeah, you'll get a nice looking like spiral pattern on them, but do you really need it? I mean, artisan bread's supposed to look kind of kooky anyways. So we're gonna take it and gently, and I mean gently, pull it out, because this bread has gone through a couple of stretching and pulling. So we don't want to lose its shape. And we want to get it directly in the center here. So now we're going to score it, I guess is the best way to put it. I like to do the half moon shape around the side here. By the way, I preheated my oven to 450. When I actually stick it in, I'm going to turn it down to 425. I'm going to do the middle piece here, and we'll do some V's. People seem to like the V pattern, so I'm going to turn it so I can do the V's in reverse. Then I'm going to take some flour, just some, on my tablespoon. I'm going to dust the top. Gently rub it. And that gives it a crusty appearance. And it also, it makes it look kind of pretty too. People can use rice flour. Makes it a little bit more tasty. Not quite as crunchy. So here's one Dutch oven, which I got it in trade for a cake. So I'm gonna pick it up. Let me get the Dutch oven over here. I'm gonna pick it up and put it right inside. And it's just gonna rest in there nicely. And because it gets baked with the cover on it first, just kind of move your parchment paper out of the way. This Dutch oven came with the cover. I have a smaller one that didn't, so there's one. I'm gonna put this off to the side. This other loaf, I'm actually just gonna bake in a pot that's oven safe. This is a Cuisinart part my mom and dad gave me a while ago when they got a new oven. Regular pot. So, putting the parchment paper. And then here's the other dough. And gently remove the dough. Put it right here on the surface. There we go. And let's do something a little bit different. So half moon to give it a little bit of raise. And then what I've seen is where people do kind of like a almond shape on the top. So just where you give it kind of like a lidless eye. So there's that. And we're gonna rub it. Boo, boo, boo. Take your pot and you're gonna lift it in. See, I'm lifting it by pulling all the corners together. Just simply putting it in the pot, okay? This pot does not have a cover, so I'm gonna cover it with aluminum foil. Cover it. It doesn't even have to be on tight. I know the Dutch oven cover actually sits on tighter, but it doesn't have to be super tight. But you can see I am putting the sides down. So I'm going to reduce the heat on my oven now. So now I'm going to put them in for 20 minutes. Then I will come back, remove the covers, and bake another 25 without on. So let's see how it turns out. Thanks for tuning in.